Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The only enemy that I can see Poland arms for is when they will be activated when Ukraine collapses. That is Russia. So I will show you here two articles where these articles will provide us with some numbers, money, and weapons that Poland arms itself with. Now, I don't know what they're getting ready for, but if it's not the Russians, I would caution the West very, very strongly. Because the Poles have balls, and once the Poles will figure out that they are big and strong, it's not going to be good for certain smaller and weaker countries. That's just my gut feeling telling me this. Remember, and I base this on this general information on gut feeling that I have. Poland used to be a formidable force in Europe, or at least in Central and Eastern Europe, in about 1400s, 1500s, 1600s, together with Lithuania. You remember they had that little commonwealth and so on. So they took a lot of land, left and right. The Russians can tell you, if you want the Belarusians, if you want the Ukrainians to tell you, if you want the Romanians to tell you, and many others, okay? History is there, you just have to Google it. Not much on the other side, because they were not, I'm not saying this as an insult, but they were not a first-tier force in Europe. They were second-tier, right? At that time, the countries that I mentioned were third, fourth, and so tier. The first ones were, as I would mention, Spain, France, and England in those times. So that's why they are second tier. So let's see what will they do after they get strong and tough. Because they were tough then, as I said, among those years. And then in 1794, I think, they were dismembered. Poland lost everything. It became a no country anymore. So from 1794, I think, until the end of the First World War, 1918, there was no Poland. After 1918, it was put together from the Germans, from the Russians, from this, from that, and they put together. So from what they were before 1794 to, right, before they became nothing, they were built to this. So from this, they are now this, and they want this. Now, between those times, they think that they are the ones that they were in the 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th century. No more, but they live with that impression. You can say I'm wrong, I don't give a shit. Okay, I know what I know. I don't have here 5 days to lecture you about why do I think and what happened and who's who and what's what and what they think about themselves. Just read their history, or not only their history, see how they see themselves. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just cautioning that it's going to happen like this. An abused person will be more likely to abuse when it gets the upper hand than a person who was never abused. That's psychology for you. That's not me, so I'm just, if you want to go and check the studies and all that. It doesn't mean that Poland will do that, but I have a feeling that they are ready for a payback. That's why I'm always cautious with China. China, again, was centuries by others. And when they're going to get the upper hand, I feel sorry for those and many other groups. Okay? Now, let's see what Poland arms itself with after all this 20 minutes introduction. We have this first article here coming from, doesn't really matter, Defense News, but this is important, from today, August 21st, 2023. So it's from today. Poland gets green light to buy Apache helicopters. Okay, good for you. The American military-industrial complex will get fatter and fatter. So let's see what's going on here. The State Department has cleared a sale of 96 Apache attack helicopters worth more than $12 billion, my friends, to Poland. 12 billion. All right. So 96, so 100, let's put it on 100, okay? Poland in April signed a deal worth roughly almost $5 billion, so to buy 250 M1A1 Abrams tanks from the US. A subsequent deal for an unspecified amount of additional tanks in January worth 1.4 billion. So I think it was about 140 if I remember correctly, because I covered that, but you check that. And so we got tanks, we got Apache helicopters, and not only tell us what else they got here. So it says the sale of Apache helicopters would also include 210, engines, 97 modernized target acquisition and designation sites, and 11 modernized pilot night vision sensors, or MTADS PNVS, along with fire control radars and common missile warning systems. These guys are getting ready for war. The sale would also cover 1,844 Hellfire missiles and 96 training missiles, as well as 460 ground missiles, 508 Stinger, one missile, and 7,650 advanced precision kill weapon systems. And the Apache would come with manned, unmanned teaming, unmanned aerial systems, receivers, and ground kits. All right, my friends, you tell me if these guys are getting ready for what? Well, that's the first article. I'm going to go to the second one, okay? Let's see the second one. So the second one comes from the evil Russians, and it says that, from Sputnik, it is from today as well. It is from 21st of August. Poland receives first South Korean K-239 Chinmu rocket systems. They ordered about 300 of this one, okay? The first Korean Chinmu rocket artillery system has arrived in Poland. It was mounted on a Polish Yelts truck. New launcher will also arrive later this year. A total of 288, so almost 300, such rocket launchers. So it's not like the missiles it's the rocket launchers will be delivered under the agreement between Poland and South Korea. The first 18 systems integrated will be delivered together with ammunition in 2023. This year. They're in a hurry, god damn it. Now, the K-239 Chinmu is a self-propelled wheeled multiple rocket launcher capable of firing multiple caliber rockets. It carries 2 rocket pods, each with 6 239mm guided missiles with a range of about 80 kilometers. Let's say 50 miles, or a ballistic missile with a range of 300 kilometers, roughly. The head of the Polish Ministry of Defense said earlier that the first 18 launches will be integrated into armament of the 18th Mechanized Division in the eastern part of the country. Eastern is Belarus. Now, earlier, Poland signed contracts to procure 1,000 K2 tanks, 1,000 plus the 240 Abrams from the other article, 672 self-propelled howitzers, and 3 squadrons of FA-50 fighter aircraft from South Korea. What a fuck. And on top of this, let me tell you this, my friends. The Poles also ordered 500 HIMARS units, not rockets, units. So 500 with 300 is 800. With everything I said, who are they gonna fight? Now, if they want to fight Russia, I have some very, very bad news for them. Russia meaning Belarus as well. I'm telling you why. Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, and Putin said that if anybody attacks or conducts aggressive actions towards Belarus, they will be encountered with all the weapons at Russians' disposal, including nuclear weapons. And as I know how they love one another, the Poles and the Russians, for instance, I said it many times and I will say it again, the Russians will not have any patience for those 300 Chinook or the 500 HIMARS or the 50 fighter jets or the 242 Abrams tanks or 500 or 1,000 tanks. No, they will not. They will nuke them. Mark my words. So I don't know why these guys are actually arming themselves, because if they dare to cross into Belarus or shoot into Belarus, these guys will nuke them. 99%. We'll see. I hope the Poles come to their senses, smack. Good morning. Okay, and it doesn't mean that they should not arm themselves. That's none of my business. But I don't think they arm themselves for a defensive war. You can call it this way, you grab someone, you push him and say, hey, he pushed me, I'm going to defend myself and I'm going to beat the shit out of him. So I hope the Poles will not initiate this kind of activity with, say, Belarus, because they will get nuked. Maybe, I don't know, maybe when they will take their territories from western part of Ukraine, then probably they will say, so what? Do something to us, Germany, or France, or Great Britain. You're not going to do squat. Why? Because we are US's boy. That's another thing, my friends. Watch it. Watch it. If you tell me why these guys are arming, if you say Russia, forget about it. Russia will not invade these guys. Right? They will not invade them. I'm 99% certain. You say, I mean, you're crazy. Why would they invade Poland? What do they need? 40 million people 40 million people that would hate them? And besides what? Do you see what these guys have? Why would they invade? They have no chance to breaking through those guys. All NATO will be there, including what they are right now doing in Ukraine. I don't think so, my friend. I don't think so. But anyway, I will let you know when they're going to start firing towards Belarus, okay? And I will not let you know when the Russians are going to drop the nuclear weapons, because probably will not be around anymore, since these guys, will be around, because these guys are going to say, time out, I have too much to lose. Let's talk peace now. That's the way it's going to be. These guys are not threatened whatsoever. I'm talking about the big guys, the elites. Not threatened. So do you think they want to jeopardize their lives, their positions, their centuries, their what? Their future? They control the world. Why would they want it blown up? No. And the other guys know that too. So once the guys are going to drop something, these guys are not going to drop anything. Because those guys are going to drop more, and they will lose more than all of us. They have more to lose than all of us. Thank you very much for being with me again. And they're weasels, because they fight with other people's resources, not with their. They don't send their sons. They're not in a war. They fight with others. So the moment you pinch them, stop. How much money you want? That's how it works. If they can't punch you back with their weasels. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.